Hello team, my purpose with this tutorial is to give everyone a better visual of what our two plays should look like and what options are given to us once you run each of these two plays. So we're going to touch on triangle 25, which is run against a 3-2 zone, and we're going to touch on corners 52, which is run against a 2-3 zone. So let's go over triangle 25 first. As you can see, we're set up in our 3-2 zone defense in red, and we have our offensive players in blue. So this play can be run either to the left or to the right. For the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to have it going over to the left. Your point guard should be on the opposite free throw line prior to crossing half court. They should be calling out the play. So here we have the one guard calling out triangle 25, crossing half court, and a couple things are going to happen. So once they go over to the left, the two is going to shift over to the bottom corner of the wing. The three is going to flash up to the very top. Naturally, you're going to have a shift in your zone, so your two is going to shift over, your one's going to shift over, and your three is going to shift over. And once that happens, your one is on offense is now going to pass the ball over to the three guard, and your five is going to come off the block and flash over to the elbow just like that. Now, once they flash, the two is now going to shift over to the opposite wing and is going to come off this screen hard that the four is going to set on the other post player. So you can see the two coming off, four setting the screen. The three is now going to pass the ball over to the two. Now, as you can see, we have our triangle with the two, the four, and the five. Now, the two can either take the open shot or they can pass the ball over to the five on the elbow and they can take the wide open shot. So again, you have two options, and this is triangle 25. Okay, so here we have corners 52, and as you can see, we're going up against the 2-3 zone. Immediately, you're going to notice that the 4 is now on the wing. He's no longer on the block. We only have our 5 on the block. So one is going to start off with the ball. One is going to pass the ball over to the 2 guard, and then the 5 is going to flash up. He's going to set a screen on the 2, and a couple things are going to happen. So once the 2 guard comes off the screen, he's going to have 3 options, and we'll go over that in a second. So the 5 comes and sets the screen. 2 now has the ball. He came off hard off the screen, came off shoulder to shoulder to not leave any space in between the 2 players. And as you can see here, if the defensive player in red, the 3 guard, picks up our player, then that's going to leave our 3 guard wide open in the corner for a wide open shot. If the defensive player in red, number 3, if they stay true to our player, then our 2 guard is going to have a wide open shot. So let's say that the 5 then flashes over and picks up our 2 guard. Well, then we have our 4 cutting to the basket, and he should have a wide open layup with our 2 guard passing underneath the basket. Typically, what happens when when we run this play, let me rewind a little bit. So when we come off that screen, what happens is the 3 guard in red picks up the 2 guard and leaves our 3 wide open in the corner for a wide open shot. So that's what typically happens, and we get that wide open 3. So just to recap, our 3 options that our 2 guard has is they can take the shot if the 3 or the 5 in red do not pick them up off the screen. They can also pass to the cutting 4 if the 5 decides to pick up our 2 guard, then the R4 has a wide open layup. And they can also pass open to the 3 in the corner for the open 3-pointer that's going to be there if the 3 commits to the 2. So again, hopefully this gave you a better visual of what our 2 plays should look like. Feel free to rewind this video and take a look at it as many times as you can.